Were you born between April 7th, 1996 and June 9th, 1998, or October 25th, 1998 to February 28th, 1999? Well, congratulations, Cosmic Baddie. You are in your Saturn return. Yes, you're cosmic coming of age, or maybe you're an OG legend born between March 3rd, 1967 and April 29th, 1969. In that case, you're in your second Saturn return. In this video, I am going to be breaking down what you can expect in your first Saturn return, how to work with it, what to avoid, and how to make the most of this transit to align with your highest and hottest self. Yes, it is grow up time. It is show up time, but it's also glow up time. Congratulations. This is not just a transit. This is a whole ass initiation, an invitation to be your most authentic and powerful self. Okay? So, like I mentioned, this is your time to grow up, and not just in the boring adulting, taxes, and spreadsheet kind of way. This is the time to show up fully, boldly, unapologetically, really powerfully, and to glow up in the way that only comes from having extreme confidence in who you are, self assuredness that you're in the right place, and just the damn good feeling of being capable in the way that only Leather Daddy Saturn can prepare us for. Yes, I said what I said. We love a Leather Daddy moment around here because sometimes we need to get our butts kicked in the name of, again, our highest and hottest self. So, don't be scared. Before I get into all of this, I want you to take a deep breath. I feel you clenching. I feel you a little nervous. And I just want to say, despite what the internet, despite what social media says, despite what the memes say, Saturn isn't here to punish you. Saturn is here to help you. Saturn is here to guide you. Saturn is here for your deepest healing, your deepest revealing. And Saturn is here to help you get real, raw, and take radical responsibility. Saturn is definitely like the ultimate spiritual personal trainer, strict. Maybe sometimes you want to roll your eyes or maybe hit him upside the head when he makes you do another cosmic burpee. But this cosmic personal trainer sees your soul potential and he won't let you sleep on that. He will not let you slip on your magic. He wants you to claim it. And Saturn, again, is not a bully. Saturn is not a punisher. Saturn is the ruler of payoffs, of profits, but only the kind that comes from having persistence, perseverance, and yes, our favorite, least favorite word, patience. Okay. This is the kind of success that is strategic and celestial and soulful and that doesn't fizzle out. It builds over time. Saturn will reward you for not giving up, for not taking the shortcuts, for doing what's right, even when it's hard. So let's get into who is Saturn anyway? Why do we work with Saturn? Well, everyone has a Saturn in their chart, and your Saturn return is literally the moment that Saturn returns to the sign, and even more exact, to the degree that it was in the moment you took your first breath. And this is a long rotation. We're talking 26, 27, 28 years. And Saturn is imagined as your archetypal, intense, slightly intimidating, I said personal trainer, but maybe also a professor. Also thinking about like your teacher, your taskmaster. These are words that we hear associated with Saturn. But I also like to conjure the image, the visual of Saturn as your trellis. Saturn isn't just here to squash you. In fact, quite the opposite. Saturn wants you to learn about structure, the structure and the support that helps your vines, AKA your juiciest self and your desires and your dreams, to grow strong, to reach higher and wider, and to be sustainable and have really gorgeous blooming flowers and fruit, right? Okay, are you with me? So you have your Saturn, and your Saturn is in the sign of Aries. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, a cardinal fire sign. Aries rules the I, the self. Aries is all about our identity, okay? Like Aries wants to ask, who the F are you really? Saturn in Aries wants to ask you what burns in you so deeply that it demands to be expressed. Saturn in Aries is also giving like bad bitch with big ass boundaries because you can't spell boundaries without Aries. It's asking like, what are you done with the bullshit? What are you done tolerating? And this Saturn return in Aries for you may be asking you to be the first to do something in your family, in your friend group, in your community, in your lineage. It's going to ask you to own your authenticity. It's going to ask you to take inspired action. It's going to ask you to rethink things, to develop new beliefs, ideologies, to approach things from a different mindset, to invest in your neuroplasticity. It's going to ask for you to trust that your rage can be sacred and your anger may be important to listen to burn bridges to anything or any version of you that no longer serves you. Okay. Saturn in Aries is also a lot about leadership. Saturn in Aries is preparing you to lead, especially if no one's gone before you on this path, but also like looking around, the world is burning down and the leaders that we've come to know, they're not stepping up for us. So guess who is here to step up? You, to lead yourself and to lead others, but from a place of clarity, a place of compassion, because don't get it twisted. Aries sometimes gets the rap, which I love, of that bad bitch energy, bad girl energy. Aries can also sometimes be misinterpreted as being hot-headed, fish, and yes, it can skew into all those things. But at its truest and best form, Aries uses that heat and that fire to stand up, to be the sacred warrior for the disenfranchised, for the marginalized, to be the defender of the sacred order of those who can't or don't have the capability in the moment to defend themselves. Okay. So we love that for us. And this is part of it. On top of that, yes, the bad bitch energy and serving the cosmic cuntiness in the name of not putting up with our collective BS anymore is all part of what your Saturn and Aries journey is going to be about. So let's just prepare and let's get some real talk out of the way. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, okay? Your Saturn return is going to bring up things like friend breakups, family clashes, perhaps, career pivots, questioning damn near everything, existential spirals, cosmic crash outs, and the realization that maybe, just maybe, your success story and the blueprint you've been following this whole time might be from somebody else's script. And it's time to crumple that and throw it in the trash, okay? And that's going to be hard because our ego can be attached to that. Our old identity can be attached to that. But fear not. Where you are being led during your Saturn return is to the place of your deepest fulfillment and your most freedom and your alignment, ease, flow, joyful, abundant. The most version of all that and more is waiting on the other side of you putting in a little hard work and a little heart work. Okay. So Saturn may be saying to you, like, wake up, girl. You have some sacred work to do. And this other stuff you're doing is you just sleeping on your magic, whether that's hanging out with friends who are not aligned with you, who don't have the same interests or belief systems or value sets as you, or maybe wasting your time in a relationship that's just giving dusty. It's not serving you the buffet of love and support and comfort that you deserve. Instead, it's having you chase after breadcrumbs. Saturn's like, cut it. Saturn doesn't want you wasting your time in a job or a career path that, again, isn't helping you be in your fullest authentic expression of your brilliance. Okay. So the things that happen, the plot twists that happen, the characters, the opportunities that come and go, I need you to trust it. All right. This is your astrological adulthood initiation, and it is sacred. It's going to feel scary sometimes. Sacred and scared are basically the same word with just one letter inverse. So yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there's going to be a lot of unknown, but I want you to think about, can I feel a little bit afraid and show up anyway? Can I allow faith in myself to be stronger than the fear in the unknown? Can I leave my comfort zone for my cosmic zone? Can I trust that there will be clarity, maturity, a deeper sense of power and purpose on the other side of this? So if we're saying yes to all of that, I want you to think of 5 things I'm about to tell you. I want you to meditate on them. I want you to journal on them. I want you to reflect on them. I want you to create sticky notes all around your home, your apartment, your room, to remind yourself that when these things come up, they're part of your Saturn return. Again, they're not happening to you, they're happening for you. Okay. So 5 cosmic RXs for not just surviving, but dare I say thriving during your Saturn return in Aries. The first thing I need you to really trust in is I want you to invest in yourself. I want you to do something for you. I want you to do you. I want you to be your own sugar daddy. I want you to, whatever that means, investing in yourself with your time, committing to creating habits and practices where you're putting yourself first to work on yourself. I want you to take that course or go back to school, start that brand. I want you to take that trip, travel solo. I want you to, take good care of yourself, get that tattoo, begin the healing journey, show the fuck up for yourself. I want you to trust yourself. If you're being called to invest your time, energy, money, bandwidth in yourself in a certain area of life, do it. Be your backer, okay? Aries thrives when we can be in the boldness of serving our unapologetic selfhood, not in a way that is selfish, but that is self-centered. You should be the center of your own universe. Who, if not you, then who, right? It all has to come from you. So this is the time to put your money, your energy, your time where your mouth is, where your heart is, okay? 2, I want you to use this as a planetary permission slip to rebrand your whole damn life if you want. So often we are waiting for permission outside of ourselves, for some magic fairy wand to say, poof, you're ready, right? You are deemed worthy. Or again, we're looking for that validation, that acceptance from someone else. We're not doing that with the Saturn return. If you are ready to redefine who you are, what you do, how you are in relationships, how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you speak, what you're known for, we don't have to wait for someone else to do that. In fact, we should not. And this is not about becoming someone new or not being you or being a version outside of you. This is not that. This is about remembering the real you. This is about remembering who the F you are and were before the world got its hands on you, before you thought you had to protect yourself in all of these labels and layers and put on all these masks, okay? Again, the Aries fire is burning all of that away. And out of that, you're being forged by fire to be reborn into the realest, youest you, okay? So you're going to find yourself maybe reassessing everything, your mindset, your values, your boundaries, your definition of success. Like I said, how you want to carry yourself. And you might even be returning to things that you really enjoyed doing as a child, or truths or beliefs that you had, again, before we started to maybe conform or adapt into what we thought was acceptable or valuable. And then after you reassess and redefine, I want you to then align your choices, your words, your behaviors, your actions with that truth every damn day. Saturn wants nothing less than commitment and consistency from us. And this is not about doing it all overnight. Saturn is not about an overnight success. The Saturn in Aries transit is 3 years. So it's not about doing it all at once, but it's about, can we do 1% more every day? And in 100 days, that's 100% change. Imagine what would happen over 3 years, right? Like, it's a little bit every day, consistently. Next up, 3rd, Cosmic RX. And please hear me when I say this one. Do not be afraid to be alone, to go your own way, to go it alone, okay? Aries is about independence, about the I. And Saturn is about self mastery. You might be asked to spend some time alone in the quiet. This is how we change. It's very easy to get caught up in the distractions of other people, either what they need from us or in just the fun, sparkly diversions of social life. And that's fine. You're going to come back to all of that. But your Saturn return is going to ask you to spend some time in quiet and reflection. That's where real change happens. And it's up to you, boo boo. Do you want that to happen by your choice, by your free will, or by force? Because it's going to happen. And that is where the magic happens. So Saturn, if you feel that like pull, to be pulling back from things, it's okay. It's necessary. It's needed. You are being asked right now to embrace self-discipline, to be a disciple of yourself, to be a student of yourself is what that means, right? To do the shadow work, to learn about all aspects of yourself, and to embrace and face all parts of yourself with compassion, right? With intelligence, with intuition. And Saturn really wants you to know, I have it on good authority, you're not a problem to be fixed, right? You are a miracle and a masterpiece that is waiting to be appreciated. But a masterpiece, whether that's a piece of art or tending to a beautiful garden, these things do take work, right? They take work and they take dedication and they take us making them a priority. So, like, don't be afraid to spend time with yourself. Don't be afraid to make yourself a priority. I have it on good authority. You're pretty damn cool. So, yeah, enjoy that one-on-one time with the greatest love of your life, yourself. 4, your fourth cosmic RX, and the way to really work with the Saturn and Aries, Saturn return, I really advise you to work with or seek out some sort of a mentor or elder. Saturn rules mentors, elders, wisdom, sages, the sage that comes with age, right? Like, there's certain things that you only learn by living more years on earth, having more experience. Like, those people, they're not better than you. They've just done it before. They've learned the mistakes. And during a Saturn return, it can feel really good to have a guide on this wild ride. It can feel really good to have someone who's holding your hand or hyping you up or just reminding you of who you are and maybe what's waiting for you on the other side. And just like any journey, it can be a lot more enjoyable and easeful to not have to guess, and to go alongside it with someone who's done it before and maybe can warn you of some of the pratfalls or arm you with some tools. Again, so seeking out whether that's a coach or a mentor, or someone in your workplace, or even just someone, in your family. There's so many apps to connect you with mentors, elders in different fields. You could also join like a group of people if you're looking for something that's a little bit more cost effective. But I do want you to find someone who is going to arm you with tools, provide a good example for you, maybe who's going down the road that you want to go down, who can help you build habits that last, someone who can help you expand your vision of what is possible in this world in real life. So often, like, we don't even know that there's other ways of life possible until we see someone living it. And it is really incredible what that does for our mindset, for our soul. So again, your Saturn is going to have you feeling isolated, but it doesn't mean you have to do it all alone. Does that make sense? Right? So we're spending time with ourselves, but we're also seeking out guidance, mentorship, just that feeling of, okay, I'm climbing this mountain and I'm the one who has to physically climb it, like with my legs, and pack all the material and make sure I'm in good shape for the endurance and the stamina and the weather and everything it takes. But I can have a guide, right? Who's just being like, ooh, don't fall off that cliff. So it's the era of enjoying our aloneness, all oneness, but also being open to aligned guidance, soulful strategy, and support. And the fifth thing that I want you to do for your cosmic RX, for your Saturn return in Aries, is I want you to know what house it's in. I want you to really get to know your chart, your heart. Really understanding your whole chart is going to help you understand your Saturn and Aries rebrand even better, because you're going to know I'm not just making this up or pulling something out of thin air. I have a blueprint, I have a guide, I have a roadmap to my soul right here in my birth chart. But if you can't get on board with all of that, I at least want you to look at where you have Saturn in your chart, because it's not just the sign of Saturn and Aries that's important, but the house that it's in is your big, big circle, circle, star, star, huge assignment. It's your cosmic assignment to help you live in divine alignment. The house where Saturn is the house where you're being called to reclaim your power, create those strong boundaries, right? We're not spelling boundaries without the Aries. We're embracing structure and we're trusting that structure can be sexy and soulful, and that actually structure can create more space for the freedom that so many of us seek. In that Aries part of our chart, we're being asked to commit and maybe define and then commit to a long-term vision or goals. We're learning how to regulate in that part of our chart. We're learning how to not just act on impulses or getting short-term gratification. We're learning how to respond, not just react. We're learning how to have patience in that part of our chart. Maybe something we want in that Aries part of our chart. We want it that overnight. We want it Amazon Prime. And the universe is like, really? Do you want the fast fashion version of your goals that's going to be like threadbare and untangling, detangling, whatever, falling apart, and maybe even also like out of style in 2 years? Or do you want the bespoke, couture, made for you by hand, custom made version of your dreams and desires that will last a lifetime and never go out of style and be classic and fit you like, because it's tailor made for you? Because then you're going to have to wait, because you don't get that overnight, right? And we're also being asked in that area to mature. and to take responsibility and to face things head on, to again acknowledge and embrace our shadows, but to also like mean what we say what we mean. Saturn rules time. Saturn return is a great time to understand our management of time and being really, a little bit more mindful with how we spend our time, being mindful of how we communicate about our timelines with people, showing up on time. And Saturn in that part of our chart in Aries might be also asking us to investigate some karma around there, right? Like, do we have some things in our family line? Do we have something that we've been repeating a lot in this lifetime that we're here to kind of recognize the patterns around so we can break a cycle? Okay. And again, this is where you're building your legacy. Saturn in Aries is reminding you that you are the leader you have been waiting for. And Saturn wants us to build something that lasts well beyond our time here on Earth. It's how we begin to understand our legacy and how we can leave people and places better than we found them, how we can create something of impact, of meaning. And if you're watching this video, you're here to do that. I just want to tell you, okay? So in closing, the Saturn and Aries cohort, you are part of a generation redefining what it means to be yourself, to be authentic, to lead. And we don't need any more, basic bitches following everyone else's path. We don't need any more false leaders, gurus, greedy people in the spaces of power for the wrong reasons. We need brave, bold, authentic humans who are claiming their truth. And spoiler alert, that's you. So don't run from your Saturn return. Face it, walk into it with your head held high and your boundaries even higher. This is your time. If you're in your Saturn return, drop a comment below. Let me know what house you have Aries in and tell me, what are you letting go of? How are you feeling right now? What are you claiming in this grow up, show up, glow up era? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your fellow cosmic bad bitches, especially the ones who might be deep in the trenches of their Saturn return. We have weekly wisdom, guidance, and a ton of tools, community, and support to help you and hold your hand along the way. So until next time, stay grounded, stay glowing, and trust the cosmic timing and where Leather Daddy Saturn is leading you.